Hello and welcome back to Dead Cells. How's it going? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty okay, kind of sleepy, but things are good otherwise. Today we're on the beta branch because the new update, which I believe it's called the Practice Makes Perfect update or something like that, adds in this cool new area called the Practice Tool. Actually, I don't know what it's called. I just call it the Practice Tool personally. But yeah, thanks to the good graces of Tutorial Night over here, with a very cool giant sword stabbed directly through her torso. Very aesthetic. Yeah, we've got this whole practice area. You see you've got, similar to the recycling tubes at the start of the game, you get a pretty much infinite supply of low-level weapons to, pick and choose from and make a build. I have it limited to fire, as you'll see shortly, but, it's all the items related to fire being unlocked, including the oiled sword. Fire and oil, to be more precise. You've also got a battle-hardened version of Guylan, or Ghislaine, however you want to say his name. And, yeah, he'll get you sorted with mutations and everything. Or she, I don't know. And yeah, in this area you can select different monsters to spawn, and then just fight, like, mobs in different orientations, different combinations, to be more accurate. And I believe if you take these teleportation areas, they'll lead you to different layouts where you can fight bosses. I mean, not bosses, fight mobs. In this one, you have ledges, you have a place to dash through, basically to simulate a lot of different situations and how you would deal with the bosses. The mobs. Yeah, for some reason, seeing mobs makes me like reverse engineer the word bosses or something. But you also have the ghost from the trap rooms as well. Can't talk, of course. I assume that's going to be added in when this comes to the main branch, of course. Still sorting out text and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh yeah, I almost forgot the actual like part that I use of this, which is the bosses, the boss arenas. So there's a door to fight every boss, and they're scaled down to be with your level, with your basic equipment, because you don't have any scrolls. And yeah, you can fight all of them, and even through this secret area over here, you can fight Spoiler Boss through this door. But if I actually go through the door, it'll show you the name of Spoiler Boss, and thus it would not be Spoiler Boss anymore. But yeah, with that all sorted out of the way, there's one more thing added in this update that is going to be the crux of the whole thing we're doing today, which, as I've already said, is a fire-based build. Fire and oil, more specifically. Yeah, through this little, whatever you call it, little crawl space, there's another little lizard boy. This one is dressed as sort of like a back alley surgeon. And if we talk to him, we can pick these aspects, which are like special mutations that stick throughout the run and are just really, really good. Well, pretty good. So the one I want to start with is Firestarter. I only have these 4 to start with, but I found out from reading the patch notes that you unlock more as you die. I have not been dying all that much because I've been playing with some of these, and they make for some pretty strong runs. But yeah, we're going to be playing with Firestarter today, which increases the damage of flames. Sapphire Amulet's pretty okay. A lot of these are tactic scaling, except for the main weapon we're going to be using, which I would like to be the oiled sword, I think, but I don't mind rocking with... Oh, this would be good, because I can use pyrotechnics as like a ranged attack for a bit. Sorry, I had to take a sip of water there. I had to re-record that intro a lot of times because I'm very rusty as far as that whole thing goes. First enemy dropping a big radish is pretty good. Big radish, big old turnip, whichever. I am going to be going brutality for all this, just because, brutality, fire, it seems to work. I don't know if that increases just the damage of fire, or if it increases the damage of fire-based weapons, because we seem to be doing a very large amount of damage here, even though this is 5 BC. So, that's kind of strange. I wonder if something's messy, or I really just haven't played in a while, and this is just how it is. Flamethrower turret seems pretty good. I kind of like the oil grenade though. think I'll swap out the fire grenade. Yeah, I mean that seems good. Mostly just because oil grenade lets me get long range oil on a bunch of enemies in order to, you know, more accurately activate pyrotechnics. Not more accurately, more efficiently make use of pyrotechnics is what I was trying to say. Oh wow, he got one shot. This is interesting. Part of me is worried that this is like not working as intended because these boys are like dying instantaneously when normally they wouldn't be. And I just kind of let him walk up there and hit me because I'm thinking. Or maybe it is just the fire doing like insane damage or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. Well, we'll see as we get through this more. See if there's like a level out in damage, because I feel like enemies were tankier the last time I played, like yesterday. And yeah, I know I like just a little bit ago said since the last time I played, but and that implies that it's been a while. But yeah, I mean enemies are dropping cells as normal. We're seeing the same combinations of enemies that we would in a regular 5BC run, so. You know, everything suggests that this is 5BC. Oh yeah, they also added new flawless outfits for the bosses in order to reward you, similar to the secret shiny outfit you get for flawlessing the final boss. The secret final boss, spoiler boss of course. And they're okay. This tick one is the one that I like the most out of all of them, I think. The scarecrow one I'm a little bit disappointed in because it just sort of looks like a banana tone. I mean, I can show it to you later after the run, but I feel like you probably get the idea. I don't have them all unlocked. That's my bad. I will never remember that like pyrotechnics just barely. I'm not bothering to check my amulet. I'm just looking for stats. Pyrotechnics has like just a little bit of like a lock-in in the animation where you can't roll immediately. And I will never get used to that, I don't think. So I'm trying to think about which area to go here. I don't think it really matters all that much. I feel like we're well equipped to go into the sewers. But I also don't really like the sewers that much. I might as well for a change of pace because I haven't in a while. Well, it's a good thing I can grab that big old turnip and heal myself up immediately. Because I took a lot of dumb damage trying to get used to playing this game and talking at the same time. So that's something. Is my malaise meter not going up either? I mean, I know it's not going up right now, but I know it's possible that I could have just cleared it out easily. Not easily, but I could have cleared it out in a way that made it look like it's not going up at all, or it goes down to 0. I'll tell you what, I'll go into this next area and just stand around for a minute, and if my malaise meter is going up, here's the outfits, by the way. Still working on getting all the cells for them because they are big expensive. I guess I'll take combo, sure, why not? I just need to take something to get through here faster. But yeah, I'll stand around here for a second. If my malaise meter doesn't go up, I'll say, whoops, something went wrong, and start over. No, it's going up. Okay. Wow, yeah. I'm sorry. This is just like kind of a mess. But I'm sure it's like all on me. Well, this is me actually using the oil grenade for one set to get the crits off with pyrotechnics. The crit DPS is pretty good. And now it seems like the enemies are, you know, decently tanky, as much as you'd expect them to be. See, I don't know what was up with that. It's weird. Or maybe it's just my damage sort of plateauing because how much damage does this do? I mean, like that's good DPS, but that's not like borderline one-shot the early game enemies DPS. This is gonna bother me for a little bit, but I'll try not to get too distracted by it. I gotta find a new amulet with some brutality. Speaking of which, there's an elite right down there. Oh, jeez. I really thought I was gonna drop down, but I guess we're just both stuck up there. Okay, there we go. Not clean, but, you know, we beat him. It's gonna take me a bit to get back to, like, where I was. Oh, thank you. The game is being kind to me as far as food goes, which is much appreciated. It's gonna take a bit for me to, like, get used to this game again, playing and talking at the same time, to get back to where I once was. But, you know, I hope that's gonna be not too bad. I mean, I've been winning runs on my own a little bit, so that bodes well for this sort of thing. I was practicing against the Scarecrow earlier too, because that boss does not make sense to me for the most part, and he just dumpsters me so much. But I managed to get him down most of the time. So yeah, that felt pretty good. His patterns are still confusing because he's so relentless and fast, but I sort of got used to at least like parts of it. Like I found out that when he does his attack where he's like up in the air suspended by vines, you can actually slash at the vines to cut them down, and then if you cut both sides of him, he'll fall down and take extra damage, which is nice because it's like a flat amount. It's like a good chunk of his HP bar. Yeah, I'm not going for double flamethrower turret. Double damage flamethrower turret. That seems not great. I'm also trying to sort of pace myself with how much I'm talking, because that was a tip that I got from someone who streams a lot, and like their voice gets worn down if they talk too much. I got into the habit of trying to fill like as much silence as possible, because I felt like there was too much silence previously as I was first starting to get used to this. But oh well, I guess this is a good time to end the run as any. But yeah, he said that it helps to just like take a second every once in a while to slow down, because I find that the more I talk, the faster my voice gets like really raw, and it's pretty rough because I can't record more than like an hour at a time if I'm doing that. Oh. Can't record more than an hour at a time if I'm like fully destroying my voice for everything. One quick slam here. That was really risky of me. I should have waited for all the bombs to disappear. Yeah, my bad. Distracted. I guess the fire is doing a pretty okay amount of damage for the most part. I'm not really noticing it doing extra damage, if I'll be honest. Even though oiled fire doesn't really seem all that impressive. But fire weapons, thankfully, these two have good critical DPS, which is enough. Even though our stat distribution is sort of all over the place. But I mean, that's okay. Having extra HP isn't too much of a problem. Blaze tier increased. I don't think that's too big of an issue, of course. I'm still sort of getting used to the new malaise, even though I've been playing with it for a while. I don't know what all like the symbols mean and everything, because there's a lot of them. I don't think they're too like hard to understand, but at a glance, I don't know. Could stand to get some more familiarity with it, because I think some like the enemies get faster at some levels, or they just get more HP. They attack faster. I think those are two different like difficulty increases. I don't know. It's a lot. I feel like I talked about this the last time I did a run with the oil grenade, but that AoE is very, very nice. Is this any better? No, it's actually worse, I'm pretty sure. Just at a glance. Oh yeah, another addition added by this update is that rooms that you haven't, or not rooms, but biomes that you don't visit very often get like an incentive buff of increased drop rates for gold and cells in order to encourage you to, you know, change up your routes a bit, which I think is pretty cool. I don't really get a lot of benefit out of that because I change up my routes very often. As like habit for YouTube, of course, because I don't want to, you know, keep going to the same place over and over again. Oh, nice. I think we can get a substantially better pyrotechnics up here. Well, it's better by like 100, but that's nothing to scoff at. All that extra DPS does count. I should probably swap pyrotechnics for like firebrands or something, maybe, just because that's more like fire based, so it'll deal more damage, I'm thinking. It probably wouldn't deal more damage overall, but I would get more value out of this Firestarter thing. I feel like Firestarter is a very basic aspect that doesn't change the game all that much, because I don't think the damage scales up with your scrolls, which is kind of rough. But hey, here we got the flawless giant outfit. Do I want concierge, conjunctivious, or temporal? I think I'll go for conjunctivious because I was workshopping a conjunctivious boss themed run earlier, and it might be kind of fun to equip that for it. Although I do like the basic one because it fits with the boss's color scheme. Not sure what to go here as far as mutations go, so I'll probably just play it safe and go for disengagement. Also, sorry that it's... Oh wait, actually, no mercy would be good because, you know, burn damage, execute thresholds. Those play well together, I'm pretty sure. What are they talking about? I can't remember. Big shocker. Critical DPS bonus on that seems pretty good. Should be able to, you know, get some good use out of that. I've mostly been rolling with pyrotechnics for the moment, and I will probably continue to mostly roll with pyrotechnics because, you know, it's one of these boys. That was closer than it should have been. That's okay. Hey, there's the execute. And oil still applies in water, so I can get those nice crits. This is gonna be nice. There's a lot of them right there. Yeah, there we go. Very easy curse. I want to try to make more use of the oiled sword. Yeah, there we go. Got the crit DPS. Now we're going. Can I get over there from here, or do I have to loop around? I think I have to loop around, yeah. I didn't see what was in there, but it was probably something good. Ah, dang. I was too focused on the slammer, I didn't think about that AoE there. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, Malaise tier increasing, not my favorite thing, if I'll be honest. There's an impaler. Okay. I mean, I'll consider it. I don't know. If it has anything fire related onto it, I guess I could justify it just for a little bit. I'd probably swap it out with another oiled sword later. Nah, Toxic Clad. I mean, I know I could re-roll it for fire, of course, but don't really feel like it. Ah, dang it. I don't like these enemies. More accurately, I don't like using pyrotechnics at close range because I'm an idiot. When I should just be using my fire sword. My oiled sword, to be more precise. Oh, there we go. Some nice brutality. Now we should be chunking. And yeah, I will take a heal there. Erase my mistakes from the past. I'm pretty stubborn about heals, so I know I would probably be inclined to you know, hold out, wait for food to drop, and then die almost immediately. Yeah, I probably should have been slashing those guys earlier to cancel the attack instead of trying to dodge it when I definitely couldn't. But, you know, retrospect. Retrospect. Nah. That's not a situation where that applied because, you know, there's the invulnerability. Can't get at it. Well, I guess that worked. Oh, nice. A little bit of heal. I do want to take a look at the fire on this, see how much damage it would do. 186 damage per second for 3 seconds, even if it's doubled. You know, I'll try it instead of the pyrotechnics. I could have like the dual bind. Actually, yeah, let's try it. I'm pretty sure I have dual bind on this enabled. Yeah. And then we swap it so Firebrands is first, so the attack goes first. There we go. Ancient Sewers or... Where does this go? Ramparts? Honestly, just take me to the Ramparts. I don't wanna fight Conjunctivius with a build like this. Because dealing with the tentacles is rough if I don't have a shield. Oh yeah. Forgot about that. Still gotta deposit my cells. What does this say? Please do not break that door. It's already broke. I'm sorry to say. Frenzy, Adrenaline. I mean, there's something to be said for Frenzy. There really is. I think Frenzy would have been better than Combo. But for now, I'll just take Disengagement so I don't get bodied, because I don't have a shield. And when I don't have a shield, I'm wary of getting absolutely one-shot. Caught me taking another sip there. Oh, nice. Now that's some chunky damage. It seems like just applying the fire deals a lot. I guess. I'm trying to like suss it out. Ugh. I just like physically recoiled after saying sus like that because I didn't mean it in the funny topical Amogus way. Yeah, it's like, I mean, like, sussing something out was a term for a while already. Probably also originates from the word suspicious. Oh, I couldn't see that against the background. Torch? No, thank you. I mean, Torch would actually be pretty good with this, but I like the build we have right now with the Oiled Sword. I mean, Oiled Sword's just like a tried and true classic. Gotta get like burning synergy on it though. Come on. That little crouch I just did there, it probably doesn't mean much of anything to you, but it was really funny to me because of a game that I've been playing recently called Grime. You can't roll through that, I remember. And I did a parry only build in that game because, you know, the parry mechanic is really satisfying in that game. Because you have like a black hole for a head, and you parry with it and suck up like pieces of the enemy, like you break them off and absorb them like on a successful parry, and it's just really satisfying because it like it like pauses everything and sort of zooms in on your character when you get the parry. And it's just like, it just feels satisfying. Like the screen tint changes color too. Okay. Every time I see my blaze meter go up, I get like a little bit worried, and then I remember it's not actually going up by very much. I don't know if they changed the rate at which it goes up, or it just like, or I just got used to it, but it feels like it ticks up a lot slower than it used to. I might also just be playing faster, but I don't know. I highly doubt that. I'm probably playing slower than I used to, if anything. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna get there. I think that Rampager is still chasing me. Maybe. Sweepers are enemies I'm not a huge fan of. I mean, I like their design a lot, though. They look very cute. But not being able to roll through that sweep attack is pretty annoying. And it also makes it so if I try to do a no parry run in Dead Cells, I can't come here at all. I mean, I can, but it would make it significantly more difficult. And I was actually thinking of making some videos on Grime. I feel like that would be fun. I'm not as into the game as I was like when it came out on release, even with all the on release bugs and stuff like that. But I still enjoy the game a lot. And I feel like if I were coming back to make like a video on it where I would have stuff to talk about, I would probably enjoy it more. Because I like play that game to death. I think I have like 80 hours in the first week or so. And yeah, that's quite a bit for a Metroidvania that's not actually like, it doesn't actually have all that much replay value. Well, I mean, it sort of does, because you like spec your weapons into different types of damage, like, you know, strength, agility, or dexterity, I mean, and resonance, which is like their magic / science. Oh, it feels bad, man. It's like their magic / science stat scales with special abilities and certain cool weapons. And yeah, I like that. But you can't respec your stats, so the replay value comes from like starting over. Right. I forgot I have to apply oil to the enemies first. Yeah, I'm not playing at my best, if I'll be honest. But I feel like that's not something I need to acknowledge. I think that's pretty clear just from looking at it. This Firestarter feels significantly less impactful than the other aspects I have unlocked so far. Yeah, I'll take that. Because like the two aspects that I did play around with, which were the one that makes it so you damage enemies when you unfreeze them, and the one that makes it so you have a damage buff while you're running, or not while you're running, but while you have an active speed boost, and you also take reduced damage, and speed boost lasts twice as long, was very, very good. So that was like nuts, especially with Swift Sword. I tried to roll behind that guy, but I kept canceling my roll by attacking. So not great. But yeah, that just feels really good, because I already like brutality builds with Frenzy. That's like my bread and butter as far as this game goes. Maybe not like as a whole, but it was recently. I feel like I'm actually leaning more towards tactics now more than ever, which is interesting, because you know tactics was always a meme. Oh, I think there's a spider on my face. Hang on. It's like, the spiders are cool. I like you boys, but you just stay off my body, please. I guess that's pretty much everything. I just sort of talked through it and full cleared as usual, but yeah. I want to see how much damage this is going to do against a boss, because, you know, we should be able to really see, like, how much the burn damage stacks. And I'm hoping it's a lot, because I might be a little bit disappointed if it isn't. Also, I will change my mutations, because I think Frenzy would be good for just a little bit of healing. And Disengagement. And No Mercy, if I can get to it. I think I was trying to talk about this before and I got distracted, but my mouse wheel is, like, sufficiently frigged. It's I have a hard time scrolling through anything. And yeah, that's just how it is. It's been like that for a little while. It might be because I had mouse wheel bound as, like, my role for a while, and I just, like, overused the button way more than it was intended to be used. That's some pretty solid burn damage, if I'll be honest. I mean, the oiled sword is also just doing good damage, like it always does, because it's a good weapon. But, like, specifically to fire, I'm seeing big chunks of damage, like 230. Ah, come on. I can cancel the animation. Well, I feel like I remember a lot back in the day when I would make these videos. I would always be one hit away from getting the flawless on the boss. That's kind of funny. That's okay. I still don't feel like I need the fire grenade. I think the overtime DPS of the flamethrower turret is probably going to be better. No legendary for me. Actually, I probably wouldn't have taken it anyway because it wouldn't have been fire related for the most part. But yeah. I guess I will take this path. I mean, why not? It's new. I haven't covered it yet in a video. Not in a video that actually aired, at least. I say aired, but you know what I mean, uploaded. I tried to record a lot of videos for the Fractured Shrines update, but I just, like, I don't know, between technical issues and just not having a lot of time at that time. Oh, nice, I can actually use liposuction at some point, at this point. It's weird, it's been a long time since I've actually thought, like, oh hey, wow, good. Yeah, I was talking about how I tried to make a couple videos and it just never really worked out. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, I recorded 2 videos back to back, like a very long form sort of thing, and then both of them just got corrupted immediately because, you know, my power went out, and then my computer blue screened, like, on the same day, and I was just like, you know, I think I'm done making videos for a while. So I took a little break, trying to get all that sorted out. I did, like, stay up that entire night trying to figure out how to uncorrupt the files, and at the end it just, like, I managed to make it into a workable video, but it was just so jank and awful. I couldn't. Also, there's a cursed chest in there. I'm not going to take it because one of these birds is going to bonk me and I'm going to die immediately. And that's how it always goes. Hello. Nah, that's fun. I probably should have thought, hey, if he's charging up his attack, that probably means I'm in range to be attacked, but thought did not cross my mind. I was thinking about, like, cursed chest meta, if that's still a thing. More or less. More specifically, I was thinking of whether it's still a thing or not, and I'm pretty sure it is. I feel like the game is probably more balanced for... It probably is now better balanced than it was before for, you know, not taking cursed chest and just going with the damage you have. But, ooh, oiled sword, IXL. I mean, that doesn't seem bad. Oh, that seems pretty good even. Okay. Oh, I did just wear out my speed buff, so I'm not going to get as much healing. That's too bad. Just got to build it up again, I guess. Okay. Are there enemies in here? There are. Yes, nice. The enemies in here aren't really all that threatening as long as they're like contained like this. But when you have to fight them out on the open area where you can fall through the platforms and stuff, it gets kind of rough, if you ask me. That's my experience with this area so far. Oh yeah, that's another nice addition that they added in this update, which is, you know, when you hit one of those teleporters to exit the room, you actually exit instead of disappearing at the door to walk out. It's a small time save, but you know, it adds up. Let's not talk about what just happened there and just be happy that I didn't get hit. I think that's good. Oh. I thought he was gonna do like a forward attack, and so I was gonna jump over it, and then he just threw it at me. Okay. This is definitely healing time. I know there's a food shop and I could go back for the baguette, but my malaise is ticking up as well, and I'm probably just gonna end up healing anyway on the way back. Maybe not the greatest justification for it. I'm also just kind of lazy. But yeah, we'll take that for the stats. Ah, there you go. I was just keeping an eye on that guy because I didn't want to get beamed by that again. Yeah, frenzy healing is not what it used to be, but it's not bad. Like, we're doing fine DPS, so the healing is okay. Yeah, how much are we healing like per swing? It's like 10 or something. It's not bad. I probably shouldn't just run at that guy fully like hinging on my ability to deal enough damage to stun him, but I don't know. I feel like it's been working out so far, so might as well. I probably shouldn't be going through all this because I already have like good equipment. My flamethrower turret needs an upgrade, but that's about it. I think for the most part, we're looking good. Whoop. That that kind of scared me for a second. Bird. I hate the bird. I really don't like the birds in this area. They just annoy me a lot. I think they're funny at the very least though. I just don't notice them because they just fly about so casually and then I just get bonked. Where am I going? Okay, just scroll fragment down here, scroll power up there. There's probably some more stuff too. Yeah, it's very easy to fall in this area, as I almost just did. It's not great. I don't know if falling still counts as trap damage, but if it does, then you know the trap damage scaling changes would help in this area, I guess. And bird. Why? Oh, the actual like worst thing that can happen with those birds is when you go into the curse chest room, get the curse, and you step out, and immediately there's just a bird. Stop, please. Ah. Right. I have to like remember how these guys work. I haven't been in the Fractured Shrines route in a while because I was taking a break from fighting the Ding Dang Scarecrow because he was making me sad. Anything in here? Maybe I can get a better turret. Generates toxic cloud, trap spreads inflammable oil. That's probably like the best combination I can get. Man, I really gotta get like more practice in with talking. It's hard. Talking is hard. Yeah, I'll go Undying Shores. Oh wow, we didn't even get the 30 in that area. That was rough. Too many birds. Getting close to Flawless Conjunctivious outfit though. Oh yeah, I did forget to grab a potion charge. That is my bad. But hopefully it's not going to be too big of a deal. I think with Frenzy healing, we should be okay. And I might switch that out for the other one. What's it called? I know what it's called. It's the one that you get for dodging. Adrenaline. Yeah, Adrenaline. That's it. I'll probably swap that out for Adrenaline in the Scarecrow fight because there's a lot of like situations where I do like a narrow dodge. I did get some practice. I think I already talked about that, but I've been practicing against the Scarecrow for like an hour before this. Not a full hour, but like on and off again over the course of an hour. It got to the point where I was beating him pretty consistently with like one death every 3 runs or so. Not 3 runs, but every 3 tries. But yeah, he's a tough boss. He smacks you. And when he drops down to like a third of his HP, he starts doing double smacks, which in a way are easier to dodge, but if you don't dodge, they hurt way more. I say they're easier to dodge because he commits to the animation more. But yeah. Also, you know, as you probably know by now, the enemies in this area are influenced by the ones you fight, like, leading up to it. So, because we went to the prison depths, there are the rampagers and the knife throwers. And because we went to the fractured shrines, they're the, well, what do you call them? The, snake boys, cold-blooded guardians. Ah. Oh yeah, slammers are also here because of the depths. The swamps. Oh, you know, we didn't go to the prison depths. Okay, yeah, we went to the other one, the sewers. Right, now it's going back to me. Okay. I don't know, we fought all these guys somewhere for the most part. Except for like grenadiers, of course. I think they're just native. Anything over here? I haven't seen this before. Whoever did that mess wasn't too fond of the experiments done here. Oh, that's the end of it. I hate those guys. And it seems someone else really did too. I hope I'll never meet him. Okay. Hey, I didn't break that door. Well, there's your top level voice acting. I hope you're impressed. Nah, I don't know. I don't really feel like actually trying to change up my voice or anything like that. Even though I accidentally kind of did. Because it is one thing I learned from playing Grifflands is that me trying to voice act is like the hammiest garbage. And just talking would be a lot easier to listen to. Yeah, it's okay. I like the music in this area. This bit where it gets all somber. It's just, I just noticed that. It's getting near the dreaded time where this run will probably end against the Scarecrow, but should be okay. Because like, if it does end up losing, what I'll do is I'll fight the Scarecrow with a build similar to this in the practice duel, and then I can show off like how it works. But I mean, you can probably already tell how it works. One thing I did notice is that disengagement doesn't reset at the start of a boss fight if you trigger it. unless you like actually rebind, not rebind, but like re-roll your mutations. So that's, I want to say that's a bug, but when I actually think about it, it's kind of the opposite, because it's actually working exactly as intended too much. They just didn't make an exception for it in the boss fight, which is kind of funny. Or in the boss fight practice area. Money. Well, we got an okay streak going on here, which I say only so that I can lose it immediately. Oiled Sword, XS. Does not deal extra damage than what I have right now. I should re-roll that. Try to see if I can get something good. The apostates fled when they saw us approach. The king is right. They must be behind that sickness. I'm staying here with a few of my men while the others are going to the castle with all the apostate scrolls and books that we could gather. And I skipped the last bit by accident. I was eyeing up my glass of water. I need to really work on my like speaking stamina. I think I already went through that door before, but I'll go through it again. Not in this run, of course, but like in the past. Yeah, it's just this big empty room, and then you find a skull, and you're like, seems oddly familiar. Which can mean any number of things for the lore. It's like, maybe it's your skull, something like that. Or maybe it's a reference to Skull, the video game, where Dead Cells, the Dead Cells guy, has been as like a crossover sort of character. Well, me trying to remember the word crossover character has made me lose the streak, but that's okay. Whatever was in there probably wouldn't have been run winning anyway. I don't know, I'm tired. It's starting to hit me now. It's okay. We're vibing. I'll finish this up and I'll take a nap. Well, I'll do like the basic level of editing. Ooh, firebrands. I mean, that's good burn DPS. I don't know if it's already doubled or if it's gonna be doing double that, but that's like pretty okay DPS, if I'll be honest. Anything we missed over here? It doesn't look like it, except for that one shop. But I guess I'll jump down there and see what I can get. Maybe I can get a really nice sword. That'll be something. It's not doing more than the one I already have. Plus, it's guaranteed to have like a special aspect on it if I reroll it, and that's some value. Oh, hey, the malaise is at 0, and my health is at 69%. Nice. Yeah, sure. I think that's everything. We can go and get promptly trounced by this man. Almost flawless conjunctivious outfit. If I beat the scarecrow, that should be enough cells to get it. I gotta reroll this. Damage to poison target. I mean, I can get burning oil on this, right? Hell yeah. 100% damage to a target covered in burning oil. And I will trade up my mutations. Melee, I don't think you can actually slow down the scarecrow. I remember reading something about that. Either you can't slow him down or you can't stun him, one of those things. So, not gonna be too hung up on that any day now. Can get no mercy. Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm dead, and soon you'll be too. Yeah, pretty much. I'm probably not going to be talking very much during this fight because I need like I need to like actually focus. Come on. Alright, there we go. I did let the burn do a lot of the work for me. So, you know, hey, it's pretty on theme for the Firestarter run, at least. Oh yeah, that was something. I think I was actually like holding my breath for part of that. Not intentionally, but... Is this better? No, it's not better. Okay. So legendary weapons, pretty good now with the double stat scroll scaling. That's nice. And I'm definitely gonna have enough money to be able to like reroll my mutations a couple times, so it'll be good. I can switch back to Frenzy, heal up a bit. There's Flawless Conjunctivius, and now we'll work on Flawless Temporal. And yeah, I'll show those off at the end. It'll be good. Frenzy. I know it doesn't really matter all that much. Like I could be getting healing through the other one, and it'd be okay. But I feel like Frenzy just is easier for me. And I am going to High Peak Castle because if I go to the distillery, I will die and I will cry. Not really, but I'll feel bad. Oh, I forgot I have to like actually fight the spoiler boss after all this too. I forgot this was 5 BC. I've been chilling on 4 BC for a bit because I didn't like dealing with malaise. I feel like that's okay. But you know, I gotta crank it back up for the video. Because 5 BC or bust, nobody wants to watch 4 BC. Ah. But now I'm just messing. I feel like I can just play whatever I want, for the most part. And it'll be okay. Because people don't want to watch, they don't gotta watch. That's not better. Bonus damage to rooted targets is still a weird thing to see. I know that was added a long time ago, but it's like a... Yeah, it's whack. Yeah, I guess I'll take this. It's been a while since I've done a challenge rift. It'll be funny. Extra jump in the air. That'll be better for this, and then I'll swap back to my other one in a second. It's not exactly the most intense trap room I've ever seen, but I'd still like to be cautious and take things slow. Yeah, there we go. Nice and easy. That's okay. I like easy. I forgot that he does the turnaround move. I can heal this up. I don't need to... Yeah, there we go. I don't need to use my healing flask. We're good. We're good. Oh, it's this guy that I could potentially just kill myself on. But I have fire at least, so it's good. I should be using my grenades more. I know. It's very easy to just like fall into the habit of not doing that. But yeah, burn. Oh yeah, now I remember what I was talking about with crime, and that little down dance. I was doing a parry run, and there's a lot of time in the early boss fights where I'm waiting for bosses to hit me so I can actually, you know, do something. And to pass time, I was just like messing around, and I figured out you can do like a dance while crouching. You can do the same sort of thing in Dead Cells 2, but it's not quite the same. This is a good use for the grenade. Never mind. I was gonna say it would be good if it would, you know, get that guy out of the sky, because that would have been helpful, but it appears not. Oh, he exploded, to put it simply. I am a little scared for my HP here. It might be a good idea for me to chug a Healy flask. Yeah, okay, I will. Clarinet. People fled this room hastily, judging from the mess they left behind. I wonder who they were. Oh. Not for Malaise. Probably gonna save that for later, but it's okay. And I will look through the area a bit more. It's my oil grenade is a little bit low level, but I don't think that's gonna be too much of a big deal. Let's do a little jump over that guy. It's all good. I saw that hole in the ceiling. I didn't feel like it. No. I don't like demons. They're immune to fire as well, now that I remember. It's like a big counter to this sort of thing, I guess. Not a huge counter, but it's still like... yeah. Feels not so good, man. I do have enough damage to burst those guys down as long as I'm, you know, ready for it. As long as I get the drop on them, I mean. Good thing I have oil too, because these guys are going to be in the water. And still some chunky damage. Nothing to scoff at. Okay. And they healed up a nice amount of my malaise too. So I'm sitting pretty at 0 for now. I should make sure I have all the scrolls in the area though. Gotta trigger the Explorer's rune. Oh yeah, see, that is a good use for the grenade. There's a chest. I don't think I need that. I can see if there's another weapon, but actually I don't think I want anything here. I think I have like the ideal weapon right here. So we can head on through to the other side. By which I mean through the boss store. But not yet, because I gotta slide on through this last one and pick up my last scroll. Generates toxic cloud. It doesn't spread inflammable oil, but I have a lot of ways to apply oil. So it's okay. Might as well give the thing like some extra DPS. Might end up making the difference. You never know. Is this better? No. Ah, my neck kind of hurts. How long have we been at this for? It's probably been about 50 minutes at this point, I think. I hope I didn't forget anything. I'm not going to switch my mutations back again because that's gonna start to get pretty costly, and I still gotta buy the Healy flask in the next area. I think we'll be okay against the hand unless I screw it up royally, which is easily possible. It's happened before. It's happened a lot of times actually. That's okay. I'll just stay quiet, give it my best shot, see how it goes. There's the muscle memory I know and love. Oh, cool. Well, I'm glad that I made the right decision then, because I would have felt pretty silly if I swapped up my mutations just for that, and then it turned out to be that easy. Yeah, I feel like compared to the Scarecrow, the hand is like actually easy, which is pretty funny. Because he's still a big man. He's still a big scary. But much less so. Ah. This does more damage, but it doesn't enable synergies on anything else. But now that I think about it, I don't think I have poison synergy on this, so it doesn't really matter. Eh. It's okay. Nice. It does feel good to dump a big bunch of cells into there. And we're heading in here with a hefty chunk of change too. That might be because of the incentive bonus. Or I've just been playing it very slowly, killing a lot of enemies, and also not buying very many weapons. Or maybe the economy's changed a bit. I don't know. There could be a lot of reasons. Oh, I haven't been here in a while. Forgot about you. Oh, that's a very nice drumstick. That's what you love to see. I hope I can get through this area quickly, because I have literally not been here in months, and I don't remember all that much about it. I just remembered you have the tower to get through as well. Ugh. I hate the tower. It's not cool. None of this is cool. Stop. Not very cash money at all. Probably should have gone back for the turkey leg. I definitely should have. It's okay. I was fearing that I might be in danger. I am sleepy. My thoughts are impaired. I'm not making rational decisions. But it's okay. Probably. Hopefully. Ah. I hit the roll button, video game. Come on. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot fire grenades enabled. I don't really much care for the fire grenade. Matt, stop. Stop. Okay, cool. Alright, now I should go back for that turkey leg. Oh my god, I hate him. I don't like this area. I don't want to be here anymore. Where's the teleporter? There we go. Oh, I don't even have to teleport. It's right there. Nice. I can drop down here. There's probably a key to get. Or a chest. Or both, actually. Maybe. Ooh, big crit. I like that. My hair is somehow getting all up in my face, and I don't know how. I haven't been moving that much. So it's just sort of attacking me, I guess. Nice, nice. That helps me feel a little better about things to come. And I guess we drop down over on the side here. Yeah, I guess this is the next area. Okay. Ooh, that's nice. Good stats. I hate him. I hate him so much. I mean, it's my fault for blindly running ahead. Like, I know it's gonna happen. I've been here enough times to know that, even if it's been a little while. Yeah, I don't know. I always feel like I fall a little silent in the Astrolab because there's just not that much to talk about. I'm just like here and I'm sad and I want it to be over. That's an exaggeration, but like, kinda. There's a lot of annoying enemies here that I have to think about and deal with. So I don't want to deal with slammers. I don't want to deal with librarians. Just, I don't want to deal with those guys either. I just don't want to deal with half the stuff in here. Oh, that just like spooked me because I thought I dropped down. It gives me the same sort of vibe as like the end of Risk of Rain when I have to like go fight the boss and I'm just like, here I go again, going through this whole moon phase. And then they added like the tower defense things that you have to fill up, like the zones you have to fill up. It's just like, oh, so it's worse now. Don't get me wrong though, I love Risk of Rain. That game is amazing and I would not stop playing it like at any point. By which I mean I would not like quit it because of some change they made to the game. I think I just enjoy it too much. Got a lot of very cool characters, very interesting mechanics. Fun time. Amazing music as well. I feel like the music in games is something that I haven't really been thinking about very much in the past, but I've been more aware about now. Because like, video game, good music. Also just music in general, I feel like I've been getting a lot more into. Okay, I don't know, that was not nearly as difficult as I initially thought it would be. Wow. Not again. I somehow didn't get hit through most of that and then just bungled it at the end there. But I repeat, it should be okay. Yeah, okay. And I will go back down and I will buy some nice, delicious baguette to heal up for the big boy. And that should be good. Where's the food shop? It's probably here. Chances are. It's not. Okay. Well, it was a 50-50 and I failed. 4,000 for a baguette is not bad. Not a bad deal at all. in this economy. So for my mutations, I'm probably just going to do the same thing I did for the Scarecrow. Swap Frenzy for Adrenaline. I wanted to say Initiative, but Initiative is the bad one that no one takes. Actually, I don't know. Is it good now that it's brutality scaling? I don't know. Adrenaline. I'm scrolling down here. Please, mouse, cooperate with me. Disengagement. No mercy. There we go. Oh boy. I think all my stuff is correct. It's good enough. It's okay. It's whatever. I say it's good enough. It might not be good enough. I don't know. We'll see. I forgot to give my cells to the boy. Now I'm gonna lose them. Oh my gosh. That's so sad. Not really. I don't really care all that much about the outfits, if I'll be honest. Not those ones, at least. Plus, I'm gonna grind up those cells plenty later. I have not fought you in a long time. Which moves do you use? I use this one. Okay, I remember how to fight that one. And that one. For the most part. Alright. Hit. Something chug jug funny, haha. I'm on my last brain cell. It's okay. I killed all the boys. I killed them too fast, maybe. Hello? Video game? Well, that's anticlimactic. Let me see if I can get this. Hello, sir. Sir, please allow me. Eh. Well, I know what I'm gonna do today. And that's start another run. But instead of actually going all the way to fight the man, I'm just gonna go into the practice tool sort of thing. And I'm going to be significantly weaker than I would have been before. But if I can beat him there... Oh yeah, they also added this look thing that you can use to scope out all your stuff. Because they added so many items into the game that you physically cannot see all of them by jumping around. Which I think is pretty good. Alright, can I equip this for the thingy? Firestarter, okay. I would have like killed myself if I could have at that point, because it would have counted for unlocking another one of those aspects, and that would have been nice because I would have gotten some progress. But no, the softlocked actually is the worst possible outcome because I gain nothing and lose everything. Come on. Give me something good. Oh, there we go. That's the setup I had before, more or less. And adrenaline. I mean, adrenaline's gonna do like absolutely nothing for me, but adrenaline, disengagement, and no mercy. There we go. Okay. Oh, yeah, I mean, that is a feels bad, man, but I feel like I was doing pretty okay in that fight, so chances are I would have won. I don't think he's all that difficult. I feel like my muscle memory stayed pretty much the same, or it stayed pretty consistent, so I probably could have destroyed the man. Maybe not destroyed the man, but I could have beat him. Probably. Wait, I took this elevator when I got out of in the observatory. I have like literally no memory of taking that elevator. I was just like, oh, this is new. Wait a minute, no, it's not new. Oh. I already got the flawless on this man, so I'm not gonna be like too focused on doing that, especially because I don't think I will. But yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna wait a second before destroying these boys. Sir. Sir, please. I just want to beat the video game. Well, shit, I guess. Yeah, let's go check out those outfits, I guess. Yeah, just put it on normal mode. I don't care. It's okay. So that's something I didn't know. That man's bugged right now. That's okay. It's 100% fine. Yeah. Get me to those outfits. So we've got the flawless scarecrow outfit, which I consider to be banana. It's very banana. I'd say this color is, or maybe like an orange cream. I'm not too good with differentiating between colors like that. There's a lot of orange on the giant outfit. And that's cool, I guess. I'm not a huge fan of the color palettes of all of these, if I'll be honest. It's kind of like a weird sort of yellow and orange. But I don't know. It's still beta. They might change. And the king outfit looks cool though. And the conjunctivious outfit. Yeah, so more orange. The eye glows golds. So things didn't go exactly as planned, but I hope you enjoyed regardless. I know I, near the end, got pretty sleepy and have not been, you know, high energy or talking very much at all, but yeah, hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you want to see more. Standard YouTube fare. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see in the comments, like specific items, weapons you want me to do the typical sort of showcase run on, or like a special build that you found that you think is pretty darn cool, and I'll do that. Okay, have a nice one. I'll see you later. I'm gonna take a nap. Goodbye.